Hello my lovely friends, my name is Jen, but you guys can call me Jen. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome to the start of another weekend vlog. It is 2:20 a.m. once again. Hello. I just wanted to pop in and officially kind of start this vlog and get things rolling. So it is officially a long weekend and I'm so excited about it. This weekend, the plan is to read a couple things and to write a bunch of things, which is, you know, standard. I just started a new book today. I also DNF'd a book today, which I'll talk about tomorrow. But when I can, you know, speak to you and it's sunny out and 2 a.m. Today, I tried to do some writing, but this hand decided to become basically unusable. It's better now than it was, because I've had it in this compression thing all day and I iced it for like a good solid 30 minutes today. It was totally fine all day for work, and then when I sat down on my couch and I started trying to write my short story and work on that, it was like, haha, you thought, and it just exploded in pain, and I was unable to sit and actually like do any. It's my left hand, so I could have written by hand, but I couldn't do any laptop work at all because I just didn't want to sit on a keyboard. I got through like maybe a paragraph of my short story, which is so unfortunate because the timeline for when things needed to be in snuck up on me. I thought I had another like week to work on it, which I technically do. Like the deadline is the 7th, but like the submission's open tomorrow, today, the 1st of July. So I was hoping to have it ready. It's not even written yet. So I'm like, it's like got like 700 words written. So I need to work on that. So I think tomorrow's live stream is going to be exclusively the short story, which is sad because I really want to work on A Little Luck as well. And I'm getting the inkling to work on Sage's story, which is not in the timeline for my work right now, but I'm getting the urge to. So I can feel the break coming. That, I don't know if you guys watched my first editing vlog for A Little Luck that went up, I believe, last week, 2 weeks ago, something like that. But I talked about how I want to do something ridiculous and possibly burn myself out creatively, but I'm excited to do it and work on like 4 things at once. But once I'm done this draft of A Little Luck, I'm gonna send it to 3 lovely people who reached out after watching that vlog and were like, hey, I can read really fast. I'm good with that quick turnaround. So thank you guys so much. I'm gonna be sending it to them the second I have it done so that they can read it for me in like 2 weeks and give it to me again before the end of July. And so in those, like in that little break of 2 weeks, I want to work on Aramount book 3 possibly, or Sage's story. So we'll see which one strikes my fancy then, but I'm really hoping it better be Aramount book 3 because that one needs to come in. I need to start working on that one seriously. I need to outline it. I think that's what I said in the video. I was going to outline that one in this break completely so that I have a story and possibly start drafting it if I have enough time. If I have the outline done in that amount of time, but I need to get A Little Luck done. As a little update, I think I'm 2 chapters away from being done part 3. So I zoomed, like the other night, it was 1 a.m. and like an idiot, I was like, oh, I'm gonna sit in bed and I'm gonna edit my book for like a half hour because I'm in the mood to edit. And then I was just powering through part 3. I started whatever chapter 1 of part 3 is, and I can't remember the numbers. And then I saw a bug fly into my curtains, and then I couldn't find it to kill it. It's 1:30 in the morning. I can't sleep if I know there's a bug in my room. I started hunting. I got my like vacuum out. I apologize to my neighbors for using my vacuum at 3 in the morning, but I got my vacuum out. I had the long hose hooked up and I was like investigating my curtains. Didn't find it. So I stayed up until like 3:30 editing my book because I couldn't fall asleep. So I was like, what am I going to do? Productive. Gonna edit my book. I got so far in and then I saw the bug again and I managed to grab it and kill it. So I knew it was not in my room. And it was like, you know when you see something move out of the corner of your eye, and I tracked it the first time and it looked like one of those pine beetles, which I know we're kind of at the end of their season now, but pine beetles, I've asked my mom because I know there are some beetles that are, my mom likes to call them hair eaters, where they'll twist in your hair. And I asked my mom, I'm like, do pine beetles do that? Because we had like an inundation of them this year. I could just see them flying around when I was driving. And she was like, oh yeah, they will. And I'm like, I didn't want you to tell me that. I wanted you to tell me that they were harmless so that I wouldn't freak out every time I went outside because I don't like bugs. I hate things that fly. I just can't do it. And when this bug in my room flew, it looked like what those beetles look like when they fly, but it was quiet. So I knew it wasn't a beetle, but it looked like it. And I was like, I can't fall asleep. Because if it's a hair eater beetle, I can't do it. Or like just a beetle in general. I don't want to wake up in the morning and have it like on me, you know? Not a vibe. So long story short, I was up till 3:30 a.m. like Wednesday. There's a freaking bug in my room, but I found it and I killed it and it's all good. It wasn't one of those bugs, but it was a pretty big like black thing that could fly. So I don't know what the hell it was. It wasn't a beetle or anything. It looked like a long skinny thing. So I powered through part 3 of A Little Luck. I only have 2 chapters left to go through for that one. So I'm powering through and then I only have part 4 and part 5. But part 4 and part 5 are the newest, most brand new content in the book, because when I originally started writing the book in November, I only got to like the 60,000 word mark, and this book is now 87,000 words. So it's missing like 20,000 words of it from that original draft. And like the whole last chunk of the book, the last act essentially, was just not drafted originally. So it's brand new stuff that I'm going to be going through. So it's the rougher part of the draft. So it's going to take a little while. But anyways, I haven't talked to anybody all day. So this is me catching up. My hand betrayed me. It's better now. Like, I can move it without much pain. But, like, the kind of pain which just makes me so mad, because, like, nothing has ever happened to this hand before. It's this hand. It's this hand that I broke in 2020. So, like, this is the one that should be achy, breaky all the time. Which it does. It does that whenever, like, the weather changes. This one has nothing wrong with it, but it just decided to whine at me all night, and it's the most unreal pain, because it's like through my entire hand into my like the joints of my fingers. Like, it aches. I don't know what it was, and I wasn't about to Google it, so because you know, Google just bad rabbit hole for that. Yeah, so that was my evening. I ended up reading a little bit of Witch King, DNFing that one. I'll talk about that more tomorrow. And then I started The City We Became. I'll also talk about that tomorrow. But start of a long weekend. I'm hoping tomorrow during my live stream I can get some work done on that short story. Hopefully finish drafting the short story so that I can just edit it and then submit it sometime this week when I feel like it's ready. And then do a lot of work on A Little Luck, because this is a weekend that usually I go up to the lake on long weekends, but because I was up at the lake last weekend with my friends, I decided I was just going to stay home this weekend, and I'm very glad about that because it's a long weekend. Hopefully I can get a lot of work done. So fingers crossed. Anyways, I'm gonna go to bed and I will catch up with you tomorrow, but it's the start of another vlog. Hello, my lovely friends. Happy Saturday. Yeah, it's like 1 a.m. This is becoming a trend where I just chat to you at 1 a.m, which I guess is fine. Welcome to Saturday. It's been a pretty good day. Nothing too crazy to report about. I had the launch party for the Stygian collection today at 1 my time, which was fun. It was a Zoom that was just for the authors and a couple Kickstarter backers. So that was really fun. That's now out if you guys want to go order that. It's a horror anthology that I am in, which is very exciting. Yes, I will leave the website down below for you guys to go check it out if you want to. It's now out. Very exciting. After that, I ended up having my live stream, which was great. Productive as always. This live stream, though, I ended up working exclusively on the short story that I'm currently working on. So I don't know if I've talked about the short story in this vlog. If you don't know, it's for Wingraph. It's for the Cozy Literary magazine that I've talked about before on my channel. It's so lovely, and I'm excited because this is the first time that I've actually paid attention to what they're asking for submissions, and it's specifically short stories. So I got very excited. And not having a short story ready for submissions, I was like, great, what a perfect opportunity for me to explore a short story that I've been toying around in my mind for a while, as like the opening to a collection. Today, I ended up finally finishing that draft. Thankfully, draft 1 is done. And now that I'm done it, I'm questioning whether I should write a different short story for it. which, like, I love this short story, and I love the idea I have in my head for it. Like, it's the start of a short story collection kind of short story. Not a lot's going on in it. It has another character telling a story that I know in my short story collection is going to be written differently than it is that I wrote it today. It's going to be its own short story. It's like its own chapter, essentially. It's going to have a different narrator, all this kind of stuff. It's going to be more fleshed out than it is now, but I don't know. Like, finishing a draft of a novel has such a different feeling than finishing a draft of a short story. I don't know why. Like, I finished the draft today and I was like, great. I just wanted it to be done because then I could work on A Little Luck. Did I work on A Little Luck? No. I have my computer next to me now because I've realized that my brain works better at 1 a.m. than it does at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, which is so ridiculous. That's another conversation for my insomniacs out there. Yeah, I don't know what it is. I don't know if you guys feel this either, but like when I finished a short story, which is only one short story that I've ever written out of like less than 10 in my life. I mean, I've written many different short stories, but like properly actually paid attention to when I was writing. So I think the editing process is going to be really interesting with that because I have to edit it really quickly because the submissions are currently open now and they're only open for a week. Like they close on Taylor Swift Day this week. So I need to get it done and edited and ready to submit very quickly. So hopefully tomorrow I can revisit that draft and make it into something a little better. It weirdly turned into I don't know, like it followed the path that I had mapped out for it because I had written about 600 words of the short story and then a couple days ago, like last week kind of a thing, and then I mapped out what I wanted to do for the rest of the short story. The short story does follow the map, and I mapped out the original story in my head for the story inside of a story because it's like the you POV meets a character that then tells her a story. It's so weird to explain it when you don't know. Like, this is what every author goes through when someone's like, oh, what's your book about? And you're like, babe, buckle up, because I don't even know. I don't know how to explain it in a tight, concise way. But anyways, the short story is just, it is what I wanted it to be. And it turned into, I don't know, there was a few things that I ended up adding in it that made me very intrigued to why my brain then went that way. And I really like where it went. I don't know. Yeah, I think the editing is going to be good for the short story. It's also because I'm not used to writing short stories. When I get ideas for stuff, they are big ideas. They are not condensable into one short story, unless on very, very, very rare occasions, like the short story that I have in the Stitch Reading collection. But I think it's also fun to dabble in formats of like the media and the craft that you're in, that you're very used to, like writing, and going outside of your comfort zone. And something that I'm going to keep doing for a while, because I've always said I'm not a fan of short story collections, and yet I want to write one. Because the one short story collection that really worked for me was the first Witcher one. The Witcher, I think it's called The Last Wish. The first Witcher like short story collection that they have, because of the way it was framed. Because it's all in the same world, it's following the same kind of characters that you know, and it has a central story linking all of the stories together. And that to me works. It works in my brain, and that's what I want to do eventually one day. Not anytime soon. I gotta accumulate those short stories before I even think of releasing a collection. Yeah, like the collection idea I have in my head makes sense to me and will work. Like it's the UPOV that this short story that I currently have written is in. It's you going into Aramount for the first time. It's you sitting down in May's Cafe and people watching for a little bit and then meeting Callianne. I don't know if I've explained this already, but the short story collection is going to be Callianne telling you stories. And every so often there's going to be like an interlude where you come back to the cafe where Callianne and you are talking. And it's like a little moment where May will show up or like a character will show up or like something like that. And it's all tied together because Callianne is telling you these stories of the people in Aramount. I'm happy that I finally finished the draft today. I didn't finish the draft on the live stream. I ended up finishing it afterwards on my couch. It took me about till 7 to get it done. My brain wasn't braining today. It was really, really working during the live stream. And then as soon as I moved to my couch, it was like, no. I don't want to pay attention. I just want to watch Gab Smolders play Stardew. And I'm like, no, man, we gotta finish this. We're on a deadline here. Like, I need to have this done today so that I can start editing it tomorrow. That's that. I want to talk about the books that I mentioned yesterday. I haven't read anything today, and I'm not going to because it's currently 1 a.m. or 1:30 or something ridiculous. I don't know. I was watching comedy specials on YouTube, and yep, 1:30. And I just wasn't paying attention to life for the past like 2 hours, but I ended up unfortunately DNFing Witch King. I got to page 80 and I was like, no, I'm done. I try when I'm going into a book, especially like Witch King, where I know people have mixed feelings about it, I will try and go in blank without anyone else's opinions to form my own opinion of it. Just because I know from the past, if I've read a lot of negative reviews, those are the only things that I'm going to pinpoint in a book, and I will end up hating it because my opinion has been skewed by the reviews. So I knew going in that Witch King wasn't hitting. People were not liking it at all. I didn't want to know why. I was just like, okay, I'm gonna go in on my own. So I did. And I guess I read those first 25 pages couple vlogs ago, like 3 a.m. or something ridiculous, and I was like, this is the best. I'm so intrigued. I want more of this. And then the next 60 pages that I read were like pulling teeth. I didn't love the flashback stuff. So in Witch King, you follow 2 timelines. You follow Kai now, after all of this like crazy stuff is happening, and then you follow Kai when he is first joining the human world, because he is a demon in human body, which is less exciting and interesting to me than what I thought he was at the beginning. I thought he was just a little guy with some cool powers, but now he's a demon, and I'm like, that makes him less fun. I wanted him to just be a little guy with some fun powers. I don't know, but yeah, the writing was fine. It just didn't do anything for me, and I wasn't falling into the story at all. So it was one of those things where I was like, do I even put in the work? At that point, I was like, okay, I'm gonna go look up reviews. Read a few really positive reviews, read a few really negative reviews, and then I watched the end of Holly's wrap up, because I didn't want to spoil myself, because I knew she didn't like Witch King when she read it. But I didn't want to know why. So I was like, I'm just not going to watch the end of her video until I want to watch it and find out her opinion. So I did, and her opinion follows mine exactly. It's so dry. I just couldn't get through the characters at all. So I DNF'd it. Decided to DNF it. It was like a chore to read, which is never fun. And life is better when you're enjoying what you're doing, right? So anyways, that was Witch King, which is very unfortunate because I was really anticipating that one. Hopefully her next fantasy release, Martha Wells, is better. We'll find out. I also started rereading The City We Became yesterday by N.K. Jemisin, because in preparation for my Friends Pick My TBR video, which I guess I should start because it's July 1st, but in preparation for that video, I asked all my friends to pick books. I have 11 books on this TBR, which is a lot more than I usually have for this video, but one of my friends picked The World We Make, which is the second book in that duology, and that book duology has been on my list for one of my like series videos that I'm gonna do for a really long time. So I was like, okay, gotta start that series, and we gotta start reading The City We Became. So I've started that video as well. So you're gonna get it's The City We Became duology by N.K. Jemisin. You're gonna get a specific reading vlog for that as well, and the My Friends Pick My TBR vlog. But yeah, so I guess I'm reading The World We Make first for that video. But yeah, so that's what I'm reading currently. I've kind of put A Day of Fallen Night to the side, and I probably won't get to it all of July because I have 11 books to read. So far this year, I've only read 10 books, 10 books, 10 books. There was 1 month that I had 11 books, and then 1 month that I had 9 books, and then 10 books and 10 books. It's been 10 books across the board. So I really want to make sure that I can kill the game with these now 12 books that I'm trying to read in this month, because I'm adding The City We Became onto this list. I also really want to read Dragonfall by Laura Lamb, which is really shitty because there's no audiobook for it anywhere. I looked online again, and I think it's only offered in the UK right now. I'm so mad. I want it to be offered everywhere because it just makes books so much easier for me to read. Anyways, that's my little diatribe for the evening. I am now going to kind of sit here for a bit. I probably shouldn't, because I was up till like 3:34 yesterday again, and it ruined my day today because I only got up and out of bed properly at like 11:30, which is not good. Ruining my sleep schedule. I really want to edit a little bit of A Little Luck because I have 2 chapters left in part 3, and I would love to get those done tonight. And for some reason, my focus is best 1:30 in the morning. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. Tomorrow, don't really know what's going on. Hopefully I'll get work done on A Little Luck, and we'll start looking at the editing process for that short story. And I'm gonna read all of The City We Became tomorrow so that I can start on my July TBR. Why am I rolling? Couldn't tell you. I'm very warm. I think that's probably why. Tomorrow's plan. Work on A Little Luck. Finish all of The City We Became by N.K. Jemisin, which shouldn't be that hard. I'm 140 pages in, I think, or 120 pages in. Can't remember. And then start editing the short story. That's the plan. That was my day. I'm gonna get to editing A Little Luck, and I will chat to you probably tomorrow for Sunday. Going swimming. Hello friends, happy Sunday. I'm here just enjoying a bowl of ice cream at the end of the day. I'm watching some Gab Smolder's Stardew Valley. Everything is fantastic. I just spent the last couple hours on Amy's live stream getting some work done, so that's great. Got 2 more chapters read through and edited of A Little Luck. Very happy with that. Today I ended up reading a bunch of The City We Became. I intended on finishing it today, so maybe in the next little bit I'll carve through this last little chunk, but I'm not past the halfway mark, which I'm excited about. Loving the reread. It's going great. Ended up going to the pool today, which carved into my reading time because I didn't want to have my earphone in the pool just in case it got wet. I didn't want to chance that it didn't and my ear didn't get wet, my hair didn't get wet, but just in case. Try and read a little bit more tonight for surezies, but it's currently almost 10:20, so I don't really know what I'm gonna get up to for the rest of the night. I'm just kind of maxing relaxing. I'm so tired after being out in the sun today, so I think it's been a long time since I've spent a day out in the sun, like in a pool kind of a thing, and it is a special kind of exhausting. I don't know what it is about the sun. It just takes something out of me, you know? And tomorrow I'm having a couple friends over and we're gonna spend the afternoon in the pool again, so I'm gonna be real tired tomorrow. I can just feel it. There's a difference between spending the day in the pool on your own, or like not even a day. I was in it for like maybe an hour max, and it was at like 3 in the afternoon because I went out and I did a return at Old Navy, and then I came home and it was like 33 degrees today, Celsius, and I was just like, no, it's a pool. I gotta go put my feet in the pool at least. And then when I dropped my stuff off back in my place, I was like, I'm gonna go pull on my ratty old awful swimsuit that I hate. It's a sensory nightmare to wear because it just doesn't fit right. It's just the worst. And I was just like, okay. Put this on, and it went to the pool and floated for a long time, which was genuinely so lovely. So there's a difference between doing that and then actually having like friends over as well. So hopefully tomorrow it's gonna be a great day tomorrow no matter what, but long weekend day, having some friends over, gonna spend a little bit of time in the pool and then maybe do a little cheeky movie night after. But I want to get up a little earlier so that I can go and grab some snacks for said pool day. We're not allowed to have food around the pool or like any open drinks, only like closed water bottles and stuff, because it's like a pool for the whole complex. So I'm gonna do I think I'm gonna get a watermelon. I'm gonna get possibly just a tray of fruit as well, because I know like some people like other fruits like in those trays. Like I don't like pineapple. It hurts my mouth and my stomach. But like the fruit trays have like watermelon and melon and honeydew and pineapple and like strawberries and blueberries and stuff. So I might pick up one of those. If not, I'll get a whole watermelon, because watermelon is just my favorite thing in the world. And maybe some like chippies and stuff, because I don't have that. Just so that like when we come back in, we have something to snack on, and like maybe some fun drinks or some juice or something, so that we just have something other than just water, you know? Because after you've spent the day in a water situation, maybe I'll even get some popsicles. That could be fun and spicy. Yeah, that's the plan for tomorrow, which is a impromptu plan. I sent a selfie of me in the water to my friends, and I was like, I'm in the pool, and a few of them were like jealous, and I'm like, well, come over. They were all busy, so I was just like, well, what about tomorrow? And they're like, yeah, we'll be there. And I was like, oh God, I didn't think this through, but I'm excited to have them. I'm excited to have them and have a day of swimming. Because as a kid, I don't know if I've ever told you guys this, but when I was a kid, we had a pool in our backyard, and like an in-ground proper pool that my parents put in when I was in kindergarten. And it got so much use from day one up until I was in high school, really, because once I was in high school, those summers kind of became busier and we just didn't use the pool as much. When I was a kid, man, that pool was my life. I was in there all the time. I was burnt constantly because there's just something next level about being in a pool and like this part of your body just getting scorched no matter how much sunscreen you put on. But being in the backyard and having like barbecues and having friends over, and my parents making like lemonade and watermelon and like just putting hot dogs on the barbecue. It's just something so quintessentially summer about it for me. And I haven't done that. I haven't had like a pool day since I was like 16 years old. So It's a little baffling to me because we moved to our house out of the city when I was 17, like the year that I graduated high school and then went into university. So from the moment, and then we moved at the point of the year where it was like just at the end of June, and there was just no use in really even getting the pool ready for anything because we were just so busy with moving and graduation and stuff like that. So yeah, it's been since I was like 16 years old, and I'm so excited. I've had like beach days and stuff, but they're not the same. I'm a pool girly. Other than that though, tomorrow night probably will get some work done, more work done on A Little Luck or my short story. I didn't do any editing for my short stories today, so definitely probably have to pick that up tomorrow once everyone's gone and that kind of stuff, and work on that one and do a passive edits to like kind of see the shape of the story if I, you know, make sure it's okay. Today I just wasn't in the brain space to do anything, and now I'm sleepy because of the sunshine. So I don't think I'm going to start editing it tonight unless some miracle happens. But if I have brain power, I'm going to try and use it to finish The City We Became so that I can start on my July TBR, which is right here. That's the plan. But yeah, it's been a good day so far. Or it's been a good day. It's 10:30. So I'm going to enjoy the rest of my ice cream and I'm just going to chill. Happy Monday! I'm here to close out this lovely vlog. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me this weekend. It's been an absolute blast. Today was a great day. I'm sleepy, if you couldn't tell from my eyes. I've just been editing this vlog actually and forgot that I needed to film this last clip. So here I am. But yeah, today has been so lovely. Friends came over at about 2. Beforehand, I went to like the grocery store, got a bunch of snacks. Had my friends over, went and swam for a bit, and they came back inside. And we just sat and chatted and ended up having one of my friend's partners came over and chatted with us, and we all got dinner too. And it was just lovely. They ended up leaving at around 8. And I've just been editing this vlog since. So it's been a good time. But after this, I should really look at my short story again, even though my brain is so tired. I really want to look at it so that I can kind of see what kind of editing shape I need to do. Oh, my hair just turned on. I'm so sorry. It has a knack for turning on when I least want it to. Yeah, so that's the plan for the rest of the day. Anyways, my friends, I didn't really read anything this weekend. I got through the majority of The City We Became. I still have a chunk left to go. Hopefully I can power through this very, very quickly and then get started on my July TBR. But other than that, got that draft of my short story down, which was very important and what I needed to do. Got some more work done on A Little Luck. Hung out at the pool. Had a good summery weekend. And I feel good. I feel refreshed. And just, you know, I feel like I've gotten a good period of like recharge, which weekends don't usually give me. So I'm happy that this weekend has. Maybe it's because I was actually outside and enjoying the pool and felt like summer for once, because last summer I didn't really get out a lot. So this summer so far has been pretty good. Anyways, my friends, I will catch you in another video very, very soon. Stay kind and keep on reading.